Hello once again. I really don't want to be here because I feel a bit under the weather, but I must at least with my voice only. And my voice is minimal, but I will speak with what I and many others believe to be the truth. I've got a very peaceful background here, which we all need at the moment in a world of turmoil, lies, and massive change that is coming along. I don't know if it's escaped anyone's notice, but Israel struck the Iranian embassy in Damascus, Syria, on the 1st of April, killing 16 people. Now, embassies are sacrosanct and represent their country's soil, and by firing on them is an act of war. And why wasn't it condemned for what it was? And there was only one mention of it in our parliament, and very little in the press. George Galloway brought it up during Prime Minister's question time and was laughed at by the cackling hyenas on both sides of the House. I sincerely hope they will come to regret their derision of a fellow Member of Parliament. We now know that both sides of the floor of the Parliament is subservient to America. Let's hope they don't regret it in the future, because it's most certainly on the cards. And this weekend, and I might add, after following Ramadan and the respects it deserves, Iran retaliated. Big time. But all the mainstream media and Western politicians played it down, saying it was a minimal damage and all missiles were shot down. Now this is an outrageous lie. And more to the point, why do politicians and the media lie to us? Do they assume that we are all fools? Now, the Middle East has been a tinderbox for over 100 years, since the West defined all the make-believe borders. Syria alone has been carved up to suit the West. Why is that when it's mostly desert? Pretty damn obvious to anyone with a brain. Oil is the common denominator. But in our modern world, it's not just oil that's sought after. It is all valuable resources. And what country has the most of them? Yes, Russia. And that's why the proxy war against them was started, and all the hatred towards Russia was started. Been building up for years and years and years with this plan in mind. And that is why both Russia and China will back Iran against Israel, which is basically America and the West. And I'll leave a link to two videos from Judge Neapolitano. One with Alistair Crooke, who's a diplomat, who explains in detail the edge of the precipice we find ourselves on, and the other from Scott Ritter, a former weapons inspector and weapons expert. And what must be remembered about the Middle East is the fact that 1.5 billion Arabs live there. And what is happening now is the new birth of the land that belongs to them, regardless of whether they are Sunni or Shia. Sunni represent 85% of Arabs and Shia 15%. But they join together. The Iranian attack on Israel was not intended to be devastating. It was purely a demonstration of what is possible. Iran has stated that there are many more attacks if there are any more attacks on its country, including Iranian embassies, further attacks will take place against those who perpetrate them, regardless of country of origin. And now using the threat of nuclear weapons from Israel is a little bit pointless, really, because there are enough nuclear weapons in the world to destroy this planet 1,000 times over, and only a maniac would deploy them. And I firmly believe that the maniacs are exclusively in the West. But weapons have moved on from yesteryear, and the hypersonic weapons we see now can deliver any payload at 10 times the speed of sound, and is basically not able to be detected, let alone shot down. Now, this makes nuclear weapons obsolete and therefore totally unnecessary. Unfortunately for America and the West, they don't have them. But Iran, China, and Russia most certainly do have them. So America and the West should tread very, very carefully indeed. The situation in the Middle East has never gone this far and appears to be a massive, massive turning point in history. Now, having said all that, what must be remembered is the huge influence of the American elections coming up in November. And with the maniacs in Capitol Hill hoping to hold on to the administration. And Mr. Trump could be standing in their way. But being the cynic I am, all of this bombing and saber rattling could be a false flag to keep us all in fear. It wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last time. Unless, of course, Israel does the unthinkable and goes for the Samson option by destroying itself. Because make no mistake, the whole government, backed by a great majority of the peoples, are maniacally to the right of politics. Fascists, in fact. And that is the most dangerous thing in the world. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.